Hey guys, welcome to the second Antdom devlog. Before I start, I want to give a huge thanks to all the people who supported my last video. I received so many wonderful comments and suggestions from all of you, and I even reached the hot page for one day on the indie dev subreddit. So thank you once again for all of your support. That being said, I was feeling extra motivated to work on my game this week, so I've got a lot to show you guys, so let's get right into it. Last week I mentioned that I wanted to make a basic enemy so I could show you guys some basic combat mechanics. So I initially thought I would apply a navigation map to my generated world. If you don't know what a navigation map is, it is a built-in Unity function that allows an AI to avoid objects in your scene. So I applied the navigation map to my world, and well, I now have a backup folder. Turns out applying this to an infinitely generated world will crash my Unity launcher. So I ended up having to create my own AI. At its current state, it is just a basic follow script, so it's pretty easily outsmarted. The AI also does try to keep you in a certain range, so if you get too close to it, it'll back up and try to keep you in that optimal attack range. I am also able to change this range to allow for possibly adding ranged enemies in the future. After I got the following script working, I felt like the enemies needed some knockback and health. And well, that didn't come without its bugs too. After fixing that, I now have a basic working AI with health, knockback, and following mechanics. The enemy currently doesn't have a health bar, so its health is represented by a number, and the enemy can't attack yet. I did also come across another bug where my particle system for my enemy was way too large. This kind of made it look like a giant ball or blast was heading right towards you, and I kind of like this effect. It gave me an idea actually for possibly adding a stink bug enemy, where the bug will carry around the ball and then just chuck it at you, and it'll use this particle system for the ball effect. As I was making the enemy script, I was also thinking about how I wanted to implement my inventory system. I knew I wanted to do something with a chest, so I went over to 3ds Max to design one. I also knew that I wanted to do something different than the traditional inventory system that you see in other games. So what I came up with was a concept where you drag the chest around, and as you pick up items, they are automatically placed inside your chest. And this was super convenient for me because I already have a script that enables following, which was my enemy script. Initially, I thought this would be just an annoying way for the player to collect items and it wouldn't be enjoyable and it would ruin gameplay. So I gave it a little bit more thought and decided that it needed another purpose. So what I came up with was changing the enemy follow script a little bit to now enable that follow to be turned on and off, while still keeping the rotation and the knockback. My thinking behind this is that I could use this for puzzles where you have to hit the chest across a gap, or maybe have to push down a pressure plate or hold open a door. This also gives the added benefit of allowing me to design more interesting puzzles, as well as restrict your access to items just to increase the challenge that much more. Currently, my idea for the inventory is to give the ant a very small one and have the chest as your main storage space, as well as tool to solve puzzles with. This is just an idea right now, and if you have any ideas on this or comments about this, please let me know. And speaking of comments, a couple days ago someone reached out to me on Discord and gave me a great suggestion. I just want to thank BG Nerd for leaving this comment, and it's about possibly implementing alternative camera angles than the top-down view that I have now, and especially a third-person angle. So I quickly positioned a couple of different camera angles really quickly just to see what it would look like. Currently, these cameras are just static and don't have any smooth camera motion, so here's the original top-down as you know. Then here's a faraway third person and a close-up third person, and just for fun, here's the first person. And if I were to implement any of these, it would probably be the faraway third person view, as the close-up one clips through the grass and the first person one is just way too buggy and doesn't really fit the aesthetic that I'm going for. Then again, thanks again for the great suggestion. If you want me to keep working on this, please let me know in the comment section below. And last but not least, Antdom now has a logo. I want to give another huge thanks to Abigail Megan Art for coming up with the design for the logo. I later took it into Illustrator and vectorized it and then animated it in Premiere. But all the credit goes to her for the design, and I think it looks amazing and it really fits the aesthetic very well. Her Instagram will be linked in the description if you want to check out her other art pieces, because she deserves all the credit for this. And that's all I got done this week. Next week I have plans on working on the item pickup system, as well as setting up the health bars for the enemies, and possibly modeling and animating the enemies as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't believe we hit 50 subs already. You guys have shown that this is something that you like, and I really like working on it. And if you'd like to support my project, all you have to do is like this video and subscribe. I'll do my best to respond to all your comments and suggestions, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.